Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back. Root Beer here, looking at question 22 on our Cayley contest. Elaine, or Alan, I'm not entirely sure how to pronounce that. Elaine and Louise are driving on a circular track with radius 25 kilometers. Elaine leaves the starting line first, going clockwise around the track at a speed of 80 kilometers per hour. 15 minutes after Elaine starts, Louise leaves the same starting line, but going counterclockwise around the track at 100 kilometers per hour. For how many hours, so we're interested in hours here, will Louise have been driving when the two of them pass each other for the fourth time? Okay. So it looks like Elaine gets a nice little head start. We can sort of draw this picture, perhaps model it a little bit. We know it's a circular track. And maybe they start over here, both of them. And so for 15 minutes, Elaine is starting to head around this way. Louise stays put. So there's a bit of a lead, a bit of a gap here. And then after 15 minutes, so 15 minutes will have transpired, then they're both moving. And we can sort of think about, almost cutting out this part of the track and unrolling it, and you'll have Elaine heading one way and Louise heading the other way, and they're just closing the distance. Now, we know it's been 15 minutes, so Elaine has moved, 15 minutes is 1/4 of an hour. And we know Elaine is going at 80 kilometers per hour. So Elaine has had a head start of 20 kilometers after 15 minutes. Okay? Now, after 15 minutes, when Louise starts moving, they have to close the distance. Well, how much distance of track around here is between them? Okay? Well, we know that this circular track has a radius of 25 kilometers, and so the circumference of the track is going to be 2 pi times the radius, 25 kilometers, so 50 pi kilometers. But Elaine has already eaten up 20 of those kilometers. So that's how long they have left, that's how much room they have till they meet. And that's just the first meeting. Things are going to get easier for the second, third, and fourth meetings, because Louise and Elaine will be starting from the same location. Okay, but for this first meet, the first time they meet, wherever that may be, it's a little harder to work out. So, again, if we imagine sort of cutting up a piece of the track, and then just looking at Elaine and Louise, it looks like they're just heading down this track, heading right for each other. So the distance between them is getting smaller and smaller. And when the distance between them is 0, they've met. They're at the same point. So we know the distance between them after 15 minutes is 50 pi minus 20 kilometers. We know how fast Elaine is going. We know how fast Louise is going. So in total, the distance between them is shrinking at 180 kilometers per hour. Well, how much distance do they have to make? 50 pi minus 20 kilometers. So how long does it take for them, after the 15-minute head start, for them to meet? Okay, well, we can divide by kilometers, and we'll get hours here. And we can divide by 10, so we'll get 5 pi minus 2 over 18 hours. That's how long Louisa will have been driving, and I think we are just focused on Louise. And how many hours will Louise have been driving? Well, so far, by the time it takes them to meet the first time, 5 pi minus 2 over 18 hours. So that's their first meeting. Okay. Now, the time it takes them from the first meeting to the second meeting is actually going to be the same as the time it takes them for the second meeting to the third and third to the fourth, because there are no head starts. So imagine that they both met over here. We can imagine the race is starting over again, but Elaine doesn't get this head start. Louise will keep going around this way, and Elaine will keep going around this way at their same speeds. Okay? So wherever they've met, Then they start going away from each other, and again, we can imagine sort of a pair of scissors here, cutting up the track and unspooling it, laying out flat. It'll be the same circumference rather than before we had to cut out this first little bit. It'll be 50 pi kilometers that they have to make, and they're always going to be sort of shrinking that distance between them at the same 180 kilometers per hour. So the distance, or the time from first meeting to second meeting, is going to be 50 pi kilometers over 180 kilometers per hour. And dividing by 10 on top and bottom, we'll get 5 pi by 18. Okay? But that's also, as I say, the same distance, or the same time it takes them to go from second meeting to third meeting, and third meeting to fourth meeting. So we don't have to keep doing this calculation. We've done it once. So from Louise's start to first meeting was 5 pi minus 2 over 18 hours. And then it'll be first to second, second to third, and then third to fourth. We care about the fourth time they meet, so that's 1 lap, 2 laps, 3 laps. So we're going to multiply our 5 pi by 18 by 3. And then we just need to add these up. So 5 pi minus 2 over 18 plus 15 pi by 18. And we'll get 20 pi minus 2 by 18. We can divide by 2 on top and bottom. We'll get 10 pi minus 1 over 9 hours. Okay? So that should be how long Louise has been driving. Of course, Elaine has a 15-minute head start, so we'd add on a quarter of an hour, but we weren't asked for that. And we can see that our answer is sitting right in the middle, so we will bubble in C, and that finishes up question number 22, and I will see you in the next video for question number 23. Thank you so much for watching.